Listen, I had to come on and let y'all know that I had to DNF my first book of the year. And I didn't want to. I promise y'all I didn't want to. Okay, so if you watch my March TBR, or no, my April TBR video, then you know this was my first read pick from the TBR. And listen, this is Dean Koontz, One Door Away from Heaven. This was my first read of Dean's. Haven't read his book. Didn't realize that the book was 606 pages long. And listen, and I'm not going to say that this was a horrible book or anything. It wasn't necessarily that. Listen, the book starts off great. Like Dean, the dialogue, the description of the characters, what's going on is great. The first few chapters, like you run into the main character, Mickey. Mickey is a young she's 28, still finding herself. She's down and out. She's had some mistakes and bumps on the road, roadblocks in her life. And so she moves back. She's in California with her Aunt Geneva, who's old but funny. And her aunt lives in a trailer home, and not the necessarily nicest one or newest ones, but the aunt is cozy in what she has. She's like, it's mine. I'm doing a little bit better than you. So what it is. And then you have this girl, this little 9-year-old girl who is so intelligent. She's Leilani, I believe. It's the next door neighbor. And the little girl unfortunately doesn't have attentive parents. The mother apparently is on drugs and a little crazy wacko. The stepfather is nowhere to be found at this point. And she ends up running or going into Mickey's yard where her Aunt Geneva lives, and they get to talking, and she meet this 9-year-old. And listen, the 9-year-old, she like, are you 9 going on 23? Like, how old are you? She is too funny. Okay, and so that's like the first chapter, and the 9-year-old calls herself like a mutant because she doesn't want to be called disabled or anything. She has like a leg brace, and there's a missing thumb, or one of her fingers is mutated or is missing, and so she makes light of her situation. She's very intelligent, apparently has a high IQ, and just holds conversation with adults like it's nobody's business. Okay, it's like you're talking to your best friend, you're talking to you listen to your aunties talk about life and what's going on, and she's asking Mickey, what's going on with your life? You need to get it together. But so it starts with that. Then it goes into another chapter where a boy is running for his life. His parents got murdered by some people who's looking for him now, and now he's on the road and running across farm towns and jumping into random vehicles to try to get away. And then another chapter goes into a former police officer who is doing an investigation for a congressman's wife, who the wife hired him to follow her congressman husband, who is apparently having all these affairs, and she got pictures. And then the congressman have his goons, who we call the circle of friends, to take them down or to confront him and say, hey, we give you this bag of money if you would leave it alone and drop it and come on our side rather than her side. And the dialogue there is hilarious. Like the officer there is bold and funny. And so I guess we could say it's a soft DNF. It's really, I read up to page 97, okay? And it really just jumps back and forth those 3 situations that's going on. It hasn't tied in yet as of page 100. So if you do pick up this read, or you do have it, or if you read it before, let me know what page does it tie everything together. It's supposed to be a horror book, but you get a little mixture of like sci-fi. You get a mixture of stories and genres and or tropes and things in here. And so it wasn't that I was displeased with the book, but it's like, it's too long. I'm not feeling it. you know, it's just like I've been dragging. I started reading this last week. Today is Monday, April 7th. I started reading this April 1st, last Wednesday, April 1st. And I read like a few pages here and there each day. Yesterday I didn't end up reading because it was just a jam-packed day. And I'm like, I don't want to read a 600-page book right now. Remember the last time I read, I think it was February, I read The Reformatory, and that joker was 500 pages, but it was such a great, I mean, it keeps you interested. You want to read, you want to get to the end. It's just, it took me like a week and a half to read this. With everything that I have going on and working full time, having 4 teenagers, you know, 2 about to get ready for college and stuff like that. So it's just a lot going on. So I can't recommend yay or nay on this, but if you have read this, please let me know. How does it wrap up? Does it get to a point? So I may get back to this, but it's not mandatory for me. So my first real DNF, and I really wanted to finish this because it's actually pretty good. It's just jumping all over the place. So my next read that I'm actually reading, and I just started today, is Sula, and this is only 100 and something pages. How long is this? This is about a little over 170 pages. It's not long at all. 174. We can knock this out. You know, I should be able to knock this out by tomorrow if I do consistent reading. Again, it's a lot going on. So I'm excited to read this. And after this one, I'll be getting to Song of Solomon. And Song of Solomon, I'm excited to read this. This is a much longer book of Tony's. It's a little over 300 pages. And so this will be the first book that's this long that I'll be reading from her. The first book I read from her was The Bluest Eye, which is another smaller book. It's not really a long one, but I heard this one was good. And Sula is actually starting off good. It's like it pulled me in from the first top. And the funny thing is, it talks about the certain black towns being called the bottom, where black people are, you know, or some black people live in some areas. And where I live here in Alabama, I'm not from here, but I live here now, there is an area that is called the bottom, and it's where your more impoverished area. And it's interesting that she notates that. Right now it's talking about, I'm only at the beginning, I'm only at page 12, and it's talking about a character named Shadrach. Apparently he was in a part of the war events in 1917, and he is hurt. He really don't know where he is or what's going on. He woke up in the hospital after being a part of a crazy event part of the war, and something's going on with his arm or hand. I don't know if he has a fake hand or it's enlarged as they describe it, and he's kind of wobbly. They released him from the hospital because they had to make space, gave him some money, and now he's he made his way to a small town by walking apparently, and he seems out of it. The book describes him as a drunken man, so I'm excited to see where this goes. Apparently it's actually about this book is about 2 women and trace their childhood in the close-knit Ohio town. It also opens up talking about how the Medallion, which is the name of the town, has gotten taken over, and many parts of the town was being torn down in order to make like a golf course or something. So I'm excited to see what's going on there, what happens there. But if you read Sula, this is actually starting off way better than The Bluest Eye. If you see my review, if you haven't seen my review on that, go back and watch my review on The Bluest Eye, which I love Tony, love her, excited to read more of her work. But The Bluest Eye was just a hard one for me, but I'm excited for this one. It's starting off so well, and yeah, I'm excited to finish it. So I will let you know, okay? I will let you know, but I had to come tell you why. Let me know, have you DNF'd a book so far this year? Let me know. I know some of y'all had saw DNFs. I know Aaliyah, Bookmark by Aaliyah, I just saw her wrap up, her March wrap up, and I believe she said she had soft DNF Harlem Rhapsody. And so that was the first review I saw of Harlem Rhapsody where it was like, I'm not really feeling it, which I know some reasons, I know why, like I probably would be irritated by that book, but I heard so many great reviews on Harlem Rhapsody and Jessie Redmond Fawcett and her impact in with the Harlem Renaissance, and so I would be excited to learn more about her. I know Lex Reeves talk about Jessie a lot, and so I would like to maybe get a biography or something more along those lines instead of like historical fiction. So yeah, so that's that. We'll see how this reading week continues to go. We'll see. And don't mind this. Hold on. If you see, you see that it is all, I got the books everywhere. I need to organize it. I actually want to get a new shelf or an additional shelf, not necessarily new to take away this one, but to add on, because I'm slowly fixing my home library, my office area, and this was the start to holding my books. So more to come on that when we can. Okay, no rush. But I hope you're enjoying your April reading so far. Let me know in the chat. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new here. I am Darnaya Darice. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. And until next time, always remember to keep rising. Just be. Don't